Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, December 9th at 5:16 p.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 683 headlines from 108 fees we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Ex-FBI lawyer who altered email in Russia investigation seeks probation. Prosecutors want imprisonment. CNN overtakes Fox News in post-election average viewing figures after Donald Trump's defeat. White House interns don't get paid. A group of more than 200 former interns is calling on Joe Biden to fix that. Weeks after election, YouTube cracks down on misinformation. A Canadian couple lives in a tiny house made of shipping containers where the landscape is the artwork. See inside their modern home. Mitch McConnell trashed Democrats for holding up aid to jobless Americans, but the GOP stimulus plan contains $0 in extra federal unemployment benefits. Explainer, allergic reactions to vaccines rare, short-lived. A jail officer in Spokane, Washington, shot and killed a 70-year-old woman in the building's lobby. A battery startup backed by Bill Gates and Volkswagen says its cells can charge in half the time of Tesla's Model 3. A nurse in the Pfizer vaccine trial said her side effects were so bad she worried she had the virus, but it was worth it. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Joe Biden's son Hunter Biden under federal investigation for tax case, CNBC. Boeing 737 MAX back in air 2 years after grounded by crashes, the Associated Press. Biden appears with General Lloyd Austin as he lobbies Democrats to back waiver for defense secretary nominee, CNN. Very inconsistent, to allergic reactions in the UK to COVID-19 vaccine puzzle researchers, Yahoo News. Watch Live, SpaceX is fueling its Starship for a high-altitude flight, updated, Ars Technica. Apple's privacy labels are coming to all apps, including its own, The Verge. Fantasy Football Week 14 start and sit quarterbacks, can you still trust Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, CBS Sports. FTC and state sue Facebook, could force Facebook to divest Instagram and WhatsApp, CNBC. Honeybees use animal poo to repel giant hornet attacks, The Guardian. DoorDash stock takes off as IPO price starts trading at $182 per share, CNET. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Florida megachurch pastor tells congregants not to take COVID-19 vaccine. Department of Justice is investigating Hunter Biden over taxes, Biden transition announces. 8 best Netflix original series of 2020. Trump mocked fraud claim that bookies favored him on election eve. Here's why Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell still don't plan to marry after 37 years. Nigella Lawson's oddly delightful way of saying microwave heats up the internet. Bipartisan COVID-19 proposal extends benefits for long-term jobless by 16 weeks. U.S. government, states bring antitrust action against Facebook. Pedro Pascal explains whether his Wonder Woman villain is based on Trump. Chloe Fineman's savage celebrity impressions in Christmas poem are a gift. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. 4 women accused of attacking Target worker. Reservations required for Christmas mass. Undelivered packages found dumped in trash. Uber passenger shot on interstate. High school drops name amid complaints. Hospital adds sub-zero freezers. Food pantry scrambling to find new home as church closes. New bandage uses stem cells to speed up healing. School district closing buildings in Auburn. Dunkin' Donuts employee stabbed over item. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. DoorDash stock soars after initial public offering. Visit at home. Facebook accused of breaking antitrust laws. At Johns Hopkins, revelations about its founder and slavery. Modern Love podcast, with the help of strangers. The hidden fourth wave of the pandemic. California towns rebel against pandemic restaurant restrictions. Small town, no hospital, COVID-19 is overwhelming rural West Texas. Canada approves Pfizer-BioNTech COVID vaccine. Casey Goodson died from multiple gunshot wounds, coroner says. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Kourtney Kardashian joining TikTok star Addison Rae and She's All That reboot. Hunter Biden tax affairs under federal investigation. Search continues for NYC vandals who targeted Republican club holiday party, put fake body bags on sidewalk. Pornhub implements new rules as backlash intensifies over sex trafficking concerns. Delta Airlines put 700 passengers on no-fly list over COVID-19 mask rules. As coronavirus numbers spike, U.S. should try to keep schools open, Fauci says. Swalwell's dad, brother remain Facebook friends with suspected Chinese spy years after lawmaker cut her off. Texas prosecutor says electronic forensics paramount in solving death of Alexis Sharkey. Missouri, 16 other states file brief supporting Texas suit to delay presidential elector appointment. Senate Homeland Security Committee to hold first hearing on 2020 election irregularities. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, December 10th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Stimulus package update, plan should give as generous aid to local governments as possible, Economist says. SEAL team adjusts to the new normal on an all-new episode tonight on CBS. I wanted a special that followed my career, Michael Costa on Michael Costa, Detroit, NYLA Comedy Central Special and The Daily Show. When can you get the COVID vaccine? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Hunter Biden says he is under federal investigation over his taxes. Honda halts production at Swindon plant due to car parts shortage. New York Attorney General launches massive antitrust suit against Facebook. How COVID changed Britain, WFH, gardening and DIY still boosted. Melania Trump just wants to go home. Brexit, Boris Johnson and Ursula von der Leyen arrived to begin dinner meeting in Brussels. PSG and Istanbul Basaksehir resume their Champions League clash. Social media users mock Apple's stupidly expensive $549 AirPod Max headphones. Mabos 2020, Maya Jama and Sheik Jordan Dunn lead the glamour at socially distanced event. Netflix viewer shocked by Dominique Strauss-Kahn documentary. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Coup or no coup, Trump sets dangerous precedents. Ghana cops say 5 people killed in election-related violence. Britain warns against Pfizer vaccine for people with history of significant allergic reactions. Hong Kong democracy fighters face a dire choice, go abroad or go to jail. The end of Brexit is finally in sight. What actually happened? In the midst of India's pandemic, some 500 people suddenly fall ill and it has nothing to do with the coronavirus. Coronavirus vaccine from China's Sinopharm is 86% effective, UAE officials say. Europe's rule of law standoff with Poland and Hungary becomes test over defining values. Can a super summit resolve Brexit at last? UK's Boris Johnson heads to Brussels. UK Home Secretary meets with exiled Hong Kong activist. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Manchester City v Marseille, Champions League, Live. Biden presents new defense chief as Trump clings to failed effort to overturn election result, Live. Crunch time looms for intensive care beds as US faces dark pandemic winter. Coronavirus live news, Spain's rated confirmed cases at lowest level since August, Canada approves Pfizer vaccine. US and 48 states and districts sue Facebook in major antitrust actions. Liverpool controversially denied late winner by VAR in draw with Midtjylland. Lives in limbo, more than 1,500 asylum seekers still face uncertain future. You cannot work with us, you are not normal person, resettled in the US but still an outsider. Colbert on Trump phoning GOP officials, much more personal than destroying democracy by text. Rats besiege New York Chipotle, eating avocados and attacking staff. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Hunter Biden facing federal investigation over tax affairs. Facebook hit with antitrust lawsuit from FTC and 48 state attorneys general. AP NORC poll, only half in US want shots as vaccine nears. Pennsylvania governor says he's tested positive for COVID-19. Bipartisan group of lawmakers unveil $908 billion COVID-19 relief proposal. After resigning over slurs, lawmaker claims seat. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Major US lawsuits seek breakup of Facebook. COVID, Canada latest country to approve Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. Ghana election, Nana Akufo-Addo re-elected as president. Coronavirus vaccine, China jab 86% effective, UAE says. France to start research into enhanced soldiers. Rio Tinto ordered to rebuild ancient Aboriginal caves. Russia bans Azerbaijani tomatoes over pesticide concerns. Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani receiving same COVID drugs as president. Sinovac, what do we know about China's COVID-19 vaccine? Boeing 737 MAX, Brazilian airline resumes passenger flights. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Our concrete jungle is winning. Human-made materials now outweigh all living things on Earth, study says. Northern Lights, known for glowing red and green colors, could be visible this week across northern U.S. Feds ready vaccine distribution ahead of FDA okay. They were lucky. Ohio mother rescues 4 children from burning house, officials say. Feds join investigation into death of Ohio black man shot multiple times by deputy. Coronavirus updates. Canada approves Pfizer vaccine same-day allergic reactions seen in Britain. Pennsylvania governor tests positive. Toronto FC's Moro on black players for change. Seattle police who fired pepper spray, blast balls on BLM protesters violated order, judge says. Florida man didn't let 2020 slow him down. Here's everything he did this year. Department of Defense to begin small-scale COVID-19 vaccinations. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Southern California is in for a reprieve from dangerous fire weather. In a reversal, California says playgrounds can remain open under COVID-19 restrictions. Column, want to knock out your holiday shopping in an hour? Say bon appetit with restaurant gift cards. Formerly homeless motel residents were kicked out, to make room for LA's homeless. Column, what in tarnation is going on with Southern California sheriffs and coronavirus? COVID-19 hit Latinos hard. Now officials must build trust around vaccine in the community. With a lot to lose, dialysis firms spend big, become California power players. Hospital intensive care units full in Silicon Valley, Central Valley as California braces for more. Column 1, 3 daughters mourn fathers in a sisterhood of grief. Dying Californians suffer harm and neglect from an industry meant to comfort them. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, December 10th, 2020. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. The U.S. government says Facebook needs to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. 48 attorneys general and the Federal Trade Commission filed suit against the company Wednesday. Hackers steal Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine data in Europe, companies say. France's Europe minister comes out as gay and pledges to travel to LGBT-free towns in Poland. Pornhub bans user uploads after abuse allegations. EU-wide ban would save nature from 500,000 tons of microplastics. The world's rich need to cut their carbon footprint by a factor of 30 to slow climate change, UN warns. Venice flooded as new $8 billion dam system fails to activate. Health Canada approves Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Qatar to allow pride flags during 2022 World Cup, but will still lock up gay men for having sex. Fact check, Sweden has not achieved herd immunity, is not proof that lockdowns are useless. French army gets ethical go-ahead for bionic soldiers. The report from a military ethics committee considers medical treatments, prosthetics and implants that improve physical, cognitive, perceptive and psychological capacities. Passenger on cruise to nowhere tests positive for COVID-19. UK warns people with serious allergies to avoid Pfizer vaccine. Brexit-backing billionaire will build his SUV in France, not the UK. Azerbaijani forces have beheaded an elderly Armenian civilian. The next headlines are from Forbes. Poll, 54% of remote workers hope to continue after pandemic. CBS Studios locks in Star Trek, Lower Decks creator ahead of All Access reboot. Duke's coach K, college basketball might need a COVID pause across the board. Without fanfare, Waymo opens robotaxi ride service to the public. Translating purpose into action, how Tory Burch and Mina Harris combat inequity in business. Has Boeing become a permanent number 2 to Airbus, or can a 757 remake save the company? Johns Hopkins grapples with revelation that abolitionist founder actually owned slaves. Biden calls for Congress to issue waiver for Lloyd Austin as growing number of Democrats oppose the move. These stocks have the most to gain from COVID-19 vaccine making and distribution, according to Bank of America. Betting odds favor Republicans to win Senate seats in Georgia. The next headlines are from Nature.com. A hydrophobic ratchet entrenches molecular complexes. 5 things I hate about Phobos. Global human-made mass exceeds all living biomass. Enigmatic dinosaur precursors bridge the gap to the origin of Pterosauria. How the first life on Earth survived its biggest threat, water. Bidirectional parasomatic inhibitory plasticity of a foci neuronal network. Don't think too deeply about the origin of life, it may have started in puddles. The race to the top among the world's leaders in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence research escalates amid calls for caution. COVID vaccine allocation and a dramatic telescope collapse. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,671,642,298 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Oscar nominee Uli Edel to direct Shadow Story exclusive. Jennifer Hudson to star in Christmas song comedy. Zsa Zsa Gabor's former Bel Air mansion sells to billionaire mining magnate. FTC in 48 states sue Facebook, seeking to force divestiture of Instagram, WhatsApp. AMC Networks launches 2 streaming outlets for Samsung Smart TVs. Harvey Weinstein extradition hearing to be postponed to April. Twitch bans displays of Confederate flag as part of expanded hate speech and harassment policies. Dane Cook buys the house across the street. Directors Guild criticizes Warner Brothers over HBO Max deal. Chris Pratt to produce and star in karate comedy The Black Belt. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. At hospitals, a race to save hundreds of thousands of lives with a new vaccine. Champions League, referees remark investigated after teens walk off in protest. Progress toward a safer psychedelic drug to treat depression and addiction. Return of the Max, Boeing 737 takes off on first commercial flight in 20 months. 48 ages, FTC sue Facebook, alleging illegal power grabs to neutralize rivals. Lawyer combats America's huge crisis of mass incarceration. Canada authorizes use of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. McKinsey apologizes for helping Purdue Pharma turbocharge opioid sales. Jupiter and Saturn will be together again for the holidays. Biden defends Lloyd Austin as the right person to lead the Pentagon. The following headlines are from The Week. The Daily Gossip, Joe Exotic wants Kim Kardashian to put a word in with President Trump, another royal baby is on the way, and more. 17 red states join Texas lawsuit to throw out blue states' ballots, even though some had the same voting rules. FTC sues Facebook to divest of WhatsApp and Instagram. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf tests positive for coronavirus. Pete Buttigieg reportedly really wants a cabinet spot, but not just any cabinet spot. Canada becomes the third country to approve Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. Bernie Sanders calls White House's $600 stimulus check proposal crap. Google reportedly lifting political ad ban ahead of Georgia runoffs. Fudge's HUD appointment leaves Democrats with their smallest House majority in a century. YouTube to remove new videos falsely claiming widespread fraud changed the outcome of the election. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The Blacklist. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Learning to sniff from man's best friend. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A company is hoping to race rovers on the moon. You're going to need a bigger drill. The best place for life on Mars is deep, deep underground. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, December 10th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. If you haven't seen Jupiter and Saturn, you're missing something. Favorite photos of Jupiter and Saturn here. South American total solar eclipse December 14th. For third data release, Gaia gaze toward galactic anti-center. What's the birthstone for December? What are coronal mass ejections? Moon passes Spica on December 10th, as Venus blazes below. The next news is from Politico. Hunter Biden says U.S. attorney is investigating his tax affairs. Department of Justice agrees to historic settlement with Merchant Marine Academy sexual assault victim. How Facebook grew into trouble. House votes to expand marijuana research. Biden goes to bat for Defense Secretary nominee Austin. Pennsylvania governor tests positive for COVID. Trump's drug card plan smacks into another roadblock. States, feds file antitrust suits demanding breakup of Facebook. Stimulus talks sputter. Federal campaign finance watchdog has full slate for first time in years. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Hunter Biden faces investigation over tax affairs. When smart lights push your family over the edge. New York luxury real estate brushes off pandemic woe. Forget the giant outdoor sofa, the mid-century garden is back. The most popular shows and movies on Netflix in 2020. Albanians protest after man shot dead man for violating coronavirus curfew. Race by race preview and selections for White One on Thursday. Teenager charged over alleged terrorism offenses in NSW. Neymar bags 3 for ruthless PSG in suspended Champions League clash. That wasn't fun, Rick Sierra reveals post-Italy COVID-19 scare. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. DoorDash stock sprints more than 85% higher than IPO price in Wall Street debut. The Margin, he lost $50 million day trading as a college student living in a $39 million flat, now his mom is suing him. The Margin, these everyday scams have become so normalized that we hardly even notice them anymore. From a KFC-themed Lifetime movie to a Taco Bell resort, why Yum brands over-the-top marketing stunts work. Facebook hit with antitrust suits that seek to unwind Instagram, WhatsApp acquisitions. In one chart, this is how costly panic selling can be in the pandemic-era stock market. Keywords, treasuries at these rates, JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. Bond report, U.S. Treasury yields rise after soft debt auction. Realtor.com, Priscilla Presley just sold her Beverly Hills villa for $13 million. Microsoft, Unilever and a Finnish oil refiner believe Amazon has it right with climate pledge. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Jim Kim Montclair named a fellow of the National Academy of Inventors, Eureka alert. What could a DHHS Secretary Becerra mean for the pharmaceutical industry, J.D. Supra. Calls for WTO to suspend IP rights for vaccine innovation would jeopardize incredible progress, IPWatchdog.com. Is how, more important than what, a cautionary medtech patenting tale, medical design and outsourcing. McCutcheon named National Academy of Inventors Fellow, AgriLife Today. Divisional applications in India, facts to be considered, Lixology. Embry-Riddle students collaborate on inventions that support industry, hands-on learning, ERAU News. Srivastav elected to National Academy of Inventors, University of Georgia. Is this seat taken? A Chinese IP court proclaims its authority to declare global FRAND terms, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Wisconsin Alumni Research Foundation announces 2020 WARF Innovation Award winners, wisbusiness.com. The next headlines are from Quartz. Apple's $550 headphones are a great way to sell more basic AirPods. DoorDash proved to be the ultimate IPO for the pandemic era. Pantone wants to cure your pandemic blues with a double hit of color. African countries are curbing imports of used cars from Japan to cut emissions. A brilliant way to move boards beyond token diversity. DoorDash investors are fearful of getting snowflaked. The return of sports is a preview of a return to normality. COVID-19 put its stamp on the list of India's richest women in 2020. Scientists have made big steps in using gene editing to cure sickle cell disease. Let's be like COVID and catch each other, how Indians romanced on Tinder this year. The following headlines are from TechDirt. The FCC, 2.5 GHz spectrum, and the tribal priority window, something positive amid the COVID-19 pandemic. German court orders encrypted email service to Denoda to backdoor one account. Daily Deal, body glove waterproof activity tracker. Biden's top tech advisor trots out dangerous ideas for reforming Section 230. GOP confirms unqualified Symington to FCC with eye on crippling Biden FCC. DHS Inspector General is going to take a look at the DHS's purchase of cell location data from data brokers. Apple's failure to ensure backwards compatibility in Big Sur leaves developers quite sour. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Hailey Steinfeld. Midtjylland vs Liverpool. Nikita Mazepin. Jalen Hurts. FireEye. Elon Musk. Cowboys vs Ravens. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. 17 states file SCOTUS brief backing Texas challenge to Biden victory in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Billionaires' pandemic profits alone could pay for $3,000 stimulus checks to every American, report. U.S. Department of Justice launches probe into Hunter Biden's tax affairs amid calls for special counsel. Swedish parliament takes a decisive step toward defense alliance with Finland and NATO membership. EU medicines regulator to use Pfizer COVID vaccine data from UK and states outside bloc in deciding approval. The Governor Wolf tests positive for COVID-19 despite following all the rules. Facebook faces 2 antitrust lawsuits, as FTC and 48 U.S. states and territories mount parallel challenges. Cheering Albanians torch Christmas tree amid fiery protests in capital over police killing of COVID curfew breaker, videos. Neymar makes Champions League history as he hits hat-trick in resumed match with Istanbul Basaksehir after racism row, video. First black defense secretary in 200 years, Biden officially picks retired General Lloyd Austin to head Pentagon. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Welcome to the USSA's banquet of consequences. Republican lawmakers call for compromised Swalwell's removal from Intel Committee, Congress after Chinese spy links exposed. Hunter Biden reveals he is facing tax fraud investigation. Dash double trashes tech, dollar bid sparks bullion and Bitcoin breakdown. California sees record 30K plus new COVID cases. Fauci says U.S. won't return to normal until mid-2021. Live updates. One-third of U.S. states have now joined Texas' SCOTUS bid to overturn election. In stunning rebuke, LA judge strikes down abusive outdoor dining ban as lacking science, evidence or logic. Michigan lawmaker stripped of committees, faces further disciplinary action after calling for a tax on Trumpers. JP Morgan doubles down on Bitcoin, sees structural gold to crypto flow over coming years. The staggering impact of online shopping. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. New U.S. lawsuits could force Facebook to sell Instagram, WhatsApp. Google to lift post-election political ad ban. Hackers steal Pfizer BioNTech vaccine data in Europe, say firms. Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine, what you need to know in 500 words. Taxing the rich, how a UK wealth tax could work. Will the DRC slide into renewed turmoil? UK PM Boris Johnson confuses India's farmer protest with Pakistan. US stimulus saga, what could end up in new COVID-19 relief bill? Iran blacklists US envoy to Yemen in for TAT move. ICC prosecutor drops probe into alleged UK war crimes in Iraq. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Documents reveal Canada planned winter training with Chinese troops, cancelled after U.S. request. Nolte, Chas goes up in Democrat-run Portland, cops attacked. FTC, 48 states file lawsuits to break up Facebook. Northern lights could be visible over Michigan due to solar flare. House to push Mike Lee's S-386 bill, create class of half immigrants. Kamala Harris vows amnesty in first 100 days, restarting immigration from exporters of terrorism. Chris Rock, Biden should create Supreme Court of Science to decide medical, environmental issues. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says bout with prostate cancer revealed racial inequality in healthcare. U.S. cybersecurity firm FireEye reveals attack by nation-state hackers. Woke speak letter to neighbors, Christmas light sign of systemic biases. The next headlines are from UPI News. Look, dog rescued from roof of abandoned school in Michigan. Watch, raccoon rescued from building ledge in New York. Long-lost Jacob Jordine's painting found hanging in municipal office. 50 people win Massachusetts lottery drawing, setting new record. Watch, Christmas angel returns $250,000 worth of jewelry to Florida couple. Watch, dog lost during Illinois trip reunited with Michigan couple 3 years later. Watch, manatee escapes from bike hire in Florida. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Listen to the superfluent MIT scientists have modeled to emulate the sound of a neutron star. Listen to the ethereal sounds of the world's first piano that's made from planets. When Toronto bar admits it needed rent money, neighborhood swoops in to buy its entire stock of beer. Hydration may be the recipe for happiness, says survey of 2,000 Americans. The most active meteor shower of the year is about to shine like Christmas lights in the sky. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, December 10th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Piers Morgan insists he's not the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2. City council members divided on the word united. Olympics 2 give breakdancing a spin in 2024. Russian doomsday planes radio equipment stolen by thieves. Lost Muppet Christmas Carol song rediscovered. NYPD officer and head of the NYPD's workplace discrimination office busted and outed as writer for racist cop blog. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. FTC announces lawsuit against Facebook for illegal monopolization. Why IBM's AI fact sheets should be the industry standard. Residents love low-traffic neighborhoods, but are they here to stay? Airbnb to be bigger than eBay after its long-awaited IPO. The pandemic had Android users spending 25% more time on their phones than last year. This VPN email security duo can protect you online for a year for under $45. Jupiter and Saturn will be the closest they've been in 800 years. Here's how to spot them on December 21st. Digital presentations come together in minutes with the design platform Chroma. Why empathy should be the key ingredient in products. Ellen proves all electric ferries are the future of marine transport. The following headlines are from Science Daily. New evidence, Neanderthals bury their dead. How neurons form long-term memories. Newfound phenomenon that may improve hurricane forecasts. Spooky interactions, shocking adaptations discovered in electric fish of Brazil's Amazon. Paleontologists find pterosaur precursors that fill a gap in early evolutionary history. Obesity impairs immune cell function, accelerates tumor growth. Science of sandcastles is clarified, finally. Battling COVID-19 using UV light. Focus on human factor in designing systems. Engineers discover new microbe for simpler, cheaper and greener wastewater treatment. The next headlines are from Information Week. A question for 2021, where's my data? Shios, the new corporate rock stars. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, December 10th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA names Artemis team of astronauts eligible for early moon missions. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. For Utah football, a short week, then a schedule change, and a date with the rising Colorado Buffaloes. Sean Reyes joins other attorneys general, federal government in lawsuit to break up Facebook. A statistical look at Utah's 500 coronavirus deaths. Commentary, yes, Roald Dahl, author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, was a Jew hater. MLB's Angels ask Salt Lake Bees to stay on for another season as their AAA affiliate. Utah again reports more than 20 coronavirus deaths, with 2,574 new cases Wednesday. Test story, for ARC. Hale Center Theaters A Christmas Carol to screen at Megaplex Theaters. Utah County is holding a hearing Wednesday on the fate of Bridal Veil Falls. Here's how to weigh in. Utah lawmaker in talks about ditching proposed criminal defense for motorists who kill protesters. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. EU agency in charge of COVID-19 vaccine approval says it was hacked. How people across the world spend their time and what it tells us about living conditions. FTC sues Facebook for illegal monopolization. Google will change how Chrome extensions access data in 2021. Apple turned blind eye to supplier breaches of Chinese labor laws. YouTube waits until a month after the election to act on false claims of election fraud. Human stuff now outweighs all life on Earth. 2020 APCS scores, still big gaps in performance, participation. Microsoft, Unilever join Amazon's pledge to fight climate change. Xbox Cloud Gaming coming to iOS and PC in spring 2021. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Missouri reports 28 new COVID deaths. What is a geomagnetic storm and why does it allow us to see the northern lights? New CDC COVID-19 quarantine guidelines rejected by St. Louis City and County. How to win free Schlafly beer for a year. St. Louis converting parking spaces into curbside pickup for businesses. Watch, Governor Pritzker holds COVID-19 briefing for Illinois. Northern lights may be visible in Missouri overnight. White House Pandemic Task Force says Missouri needs better COVID-19 mitigations. St. Louis County Police Chief urged to address racism. Jefferson County family shares message of caution after grandfather loses battle to COVID-19. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Hunter Biden says federal prosecutors investigating his tax affairs. USD starts basketball season after delay from positive virus test. Pentagon picks 2 local sites for vaccinating service members. Fire forces 5 people from City Heights home. Chaplain service dog teams offer firefighters emotional support. Playgrounds can remain open, state says. U.S. officials outline vaccine distribution plans as emergency authorization nears. Authorities target superspreader parties as virus cases rise in California. Biden introduces nominee for Secretary of Defense retired Army General Lloyd Austin. Truck driver freed from car after crash. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Will New Zealand become more hawkish toward China? How a Chinese nationalist's talking point found its way into a Trump tweet. The legacy of Yuan Shikai, China's disastrous first president. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Only half of us want the shots as COVID vaccine nears, poll finds. Feds, state suit to break up Facebook. Pentagon giving COVID vaccines at Bay Area military base. Self-driving cars now navigating SF streets. Silicon Valley organization appoints new CEO, explains racist image. Check to see if this Bay Area county owes you money. YouTube cracks down on misinformation. San Jose stay-at-home order forces businesses to pivot again. COVID surge, San Jose Hospital runs out of intensive care unit beds. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Review, Casey and Clayton and Marlon Williams form unique trio. Latinos are especially reluctant to get flu shots. How a small clinic in Indiana found ways to overcome that. Presidential race results. New chancellor, Vanderbilt will spend to compete in SEC. Fauci, Kamala among famous names on mispronounced words list. Indiana reinstating surgery limits amid COVID-19 surge. Chicago rapper G Herbo pleads not guilty to fraud scheme. Lake County rolls out website to help residents get registered for COVID-19 vaccine. Butcher shop may get $551K grant to open in Geneva. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Canada, Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Australia. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Romania, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Israel, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Green alert for tropical cyclone Bungoyo 20. Population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 320. Population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, December 10th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Taiwan's place in the global tech race. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Hunter Biden, son of President-elect Joe Biden, facing federal investigation over tax affairs. Fort Bend Company rises to highest COVID-19 threat level. How one couple is fighting to save a historic NJ lighthouse. Random act of kindness sparks two-day pay-it-forward chain at Dairy Queen. DPS deployed to Houston as part of road rage task force. Would you try an eggnog cannoli milkshake? Brazos ISD will no longer offer remote learning starting in January 2021. Montgomery Company Judge Mark Kia turns himself in for DWI charge. Vice President Mike Pence reveals 18 NASA astronauts for new moon missions. Texas State Rep proposes bill to allow vote on secession from U.S. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. MLS celebrates 25th anniversary with release of 25 greatest. Veteran Palestinian official Hanan Ashrawi resigns. Polish deputy PM and ruling party head faces confidence vote. Pompeo unloads on U.S. universities for China ties. Review, Love, Irish Famer style, in Wild Mountain Time. Double the challenge at U.S. Women's Open on 2 golf courses. EU drug regulator hacked, data on COVID-19 vaccine accessed. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Pandemic puts New York City's obscure law enforcement agency in the spotlight, the sheriff's office explained. New York State Pension Fund pledges to drop all fossil fuel stocks by 2040. Lawsuit seeks to block the start of ranked choice voting next year. New destination-worthy Vietnamese spot opens in Brooklyn. Incredible falling raccoon rescue caught on video. I can confirm it is snowing. New York could receive Pfizer vaccine doses this weekend. Midtown was once home to a reservoir, with moonlight dancing on the water. Early edition, looking back at 2020 through remarkable photos. Manhattan Chipotle workers bombarded by ginormous rats, storefront overrun. The next headlines are from Observer.com. Georges de Latour painting sets German auction record, selling for $4.3 million. Virgin Galactic is launching a historic human space flight this week. Best keto diet pills, top 5 keto BHB supplements for weight loss. Prince William and Kate still haven't made any Christmas plans. The most popular Netflix original TV shows of 2020, after crunching the numbers. Entertainment Power 50, the changemakers who shaped movies and TV in 2020. Ballet companies keep the Nutcracker alive with streaming and outdoor performances. First edition of the Nuremberg Chronicle from 1493 set to sell for $300,000. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi paid $49 million for a palatial Montecito estate. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Minor earthquake, 3.5 mag has occurred near Nikolsky in Alaska. Minor earthquake 3.7 mag, 186 kilometers south by southeast of Adak, Alaska. Light earthquake, 4.6 mag has occurred near South Sandwich Islands region. Light earthquake 4.3 mag, Fiji region. Light earthquake, M4.2 quake has struck near Port Henry in Vanuatu. Minor earthquake 2.89 mag, 87 kilometers east by southeast of Manadero, BC, MX. Light earthquake, 4.3 mag was detected near Kazirsk in Russia. Minor earthquake, M3 quake has struck near Robbinston in Maine. Light earthquake 4.2 mag, 110 kilometers south by southwest of Vinamo, Papua New Guinea. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Barishal in Pakistan. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Human rights must be at the heart of the COVID-19 recovery. ESCAS, historic step towards protecting human rights defenders in Latin America and the Caribbean. Education is a fundamental human right and the priority of the 21st century. U.S. Presidential Election Part 4, The Legacy of Slavery and Racism. Drop in remittances, a financial lifeline for 800 million people, could impact financial stability of numerous countries. Climate action for human rights. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. YouTube announces new censorship rules, will take down videos alleging fraud and disputing 2020 U.S. presidential election results. COVID policies have caused industrial consolidation. These are the world's most heavily surveilled cities in 2020, global CCTV study. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Are McDonald's breakfast eggs really frozen? The Electoral College system isn't one person, one vote. Do kiwi birds lay ridiculously large eggs? U.S. government, state sue Facebook for predatory conduct. Did Prince Charles have one major regret about baby Archie? Conspiracy theories may seem irrational, but they fulfill a basic human need. Trump looks past Supreme Court loss to new Texas election lawsuit. Trump can't lose his Nevada court bid to nullify election. Did U.S. Rep. Gohmert lose a tooth on live TV? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Trump's bogus swing state claim. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Cyan, who launched Sidney Powell's legal fund, is so toxic Twitter banned him. The most underappreciated pop culture gems of 2020, from a pop princess to Nicolas Cage rage. The perfect holiday decor accent is one you don't have to put away at the end of the season. Kim Jong-un's little sister is back as North Korea's top attack dog. Tony Hsi's $50 muta spending spree was a wild end to a wild life. Is it sacrilege to use 15-year-old bourbon in cocktails? I put 5 direct-to-consumer cookware brands to the test. Netflix blurs fact and fiction with Meg in the Crown. The jet said elite wants to fly as fast as Chuck Yeager. Trump's stupid sham vaccine summit was a sick last gasp. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Killer mom Gigi Jordan to be released on bail after conviction tossed. This private island in Canada costs just $80,000. Hawaiian Airlines flight makes emergency landing over engine malfunction. Ex-Meg Chris Flexen signs with Mariners after success in Korean League. Big Ten bending rules to get Ohio State into conference title game. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Get ready for the Gemini meteor shower 2020. These astronauts had the right stuff, but never made it to space. Chuck Yeager, first pilot to break the sound barrier, dies at 97. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Extraordinary rate of change as the Arctic warms, NOAA says. Jupiter and Saturn will form the first double planet in 800 years. Legendary pilot Chuck Yeager, first to break sound barrier, dies at 97. Network of nearly 650 cameras helps California firefighters spot fires early. How trees communicate with one another using a complex subterranean system of fungi and roots. Dr. Anthony Fauci urges Black community to get COVID-19 vaccine. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Aliens in hiding until mankind is ready, says ex-Israeli space head. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Surfer hospitalized after shark attack in Hawaii. Biden urges Senate to confirm historic Pentagon pick despite legal barrier. Hunter Biden says he's under federal investigation over tax affairs. Louisiana trucker who abused and beat to death 2-year-old daughter set for execution Friday. Formula One team host condemns driver Nikita Mazepin for groping woman, posting video on Instagram. Shakira, Tom Hanks and Kobe Bryant among celebrities who trended in Google searches in 2020. Neo-Nazi group member gets 16 months in prison for threatening journalists who exposed anti-Semitism. Cuomo, Baker to receive award from Edward M. Kennedy Institute. Helicopter crash in French Alps kills 5 rescue workers. Rose McGowan's fraud suit against Harvey Weinstein and Fixer survives dismissal motions, but judge tosses racketeering claims. The following headlines are from military.com. Lawmakers just saved dozens of A-10 warthogs from the boneyard. Department of Defense rolls out COVID-19 vaccination plan for troops, announces base distribution centers. Plan for free national park access for wounded vets approved. Fort Hood's inexperienced, overburdened SID faces new scrutiny and Army investigation. Defense Department restarts massive military health system overhaul. The introverted general, meet Lloyd Austin, Biden's pick for SecDef. Did Mitchell Flournoy face double standard over defense industry ties? Wisconsin-based F-16 crashes in Michigan during training. Navy mechanic pleads guilty to producing child porn. Russia to establish Navy base in Sudan for at least 25 years. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago officials outline initial coronavirus vaccine distribution plans. We are very ready for the vaccine as it comes. Chicago rapper G Herbo pleads not guilty to federal fraud charges, faces up to 6 years in prison if convicted. If Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine receives FDA approval, here's what it will mean for Chicago and the rest of Illinois. Jury convicts Illinois man of masterminding 2017 Minnesota mosque bombing on all 5 counts. Man, woman shot in Valparaiso. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 8,256 new confirmed and probable COVID-19 cases and 179 additional deaths reported as Chicago officials outline initial vaccine distribution plans. Oak Park approved as vaccination provider, could receive COVID-19 vaccines by mid-December. South Holland man dies after he and another man were shot, crashed into vehicles in Gary. Watch Live, Governor J.B. Pritzker gives a COVID-19 update. Column, Crybaby Trump has gone cuckoo and GOP nods along, call it what it is, crazy, stupid and dangerous. The following headlines are from phys.org. First known fossil iguana burrow found in the Bahamas. Less light, more trees assist migrating birds. Multiple semiconductor type switching to boost thermoelectric conversion of waste heat. Hydrogels with fine-tipped molecular combs may make enduring glucose monitoring implants. Religious discrimination particularly high for Jews and Muslims, study shows. Researcher adds to timeline of human evolution by studying an island fox. Symbiotic relationship between California oaks and mutualist fungi appears to provide a buffer for climate change. Nebraska anglers are creatures of habit. New study helps pinpoint when Earth's plate subduction began. High-precision measurements of the strong interaction between stable and unstable particles. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, December 10th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Leeches and maggots are FDA approved and still used in modern medicine. Was King Solomon's temple a real place? Why do so many weird animals live in Australia? Scientists devise a method to edit mitochondrial DNA. Here's how it works and why it matters. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Faculty, auditor demand on Professor Hurt's academic freedom. Chiefs regain top spot in AP Pro 32 poll, Steelers at number 3. Finally healthy and running hot, Ravens seek strong finish. Rookie RB James Robinson proving to be real deal for Jags. Lowe's, Qualtrics rise, FireEye, GameStop fall. Feds, fraudster duped investors with false claims about NASA. First woman, next man on moon will come from these NASA 18. European Leagues Group says there's room for more CL games. Military health personnel, senior officials will be first in line to get Defense Department's initial vaccine doses. Collier's 20 points, 11 rebounds helped number 23 Texas women win. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Walnut Creek pipeline crack leaks 40K gallons of gasoline into channel. Streaming movies, Meryl Streep shines in 2 new releases. Pac-12 stock report, UCLA signs with Nike, UW hit by COVID, Colorado in the spotlight and more. Coronavirus study, lifting eviction moratoriums leads to higher COVID-19 case rates, deaths. Mountain View, City Council moving quickly to implement narrow street RV ban. Man swept into Pacific Ocean on Tuesday presumed dead. 49ers on Wednesday, Debo's new foot injury, plus Shanahan on missing comeback spark. Coronavirus economy, California recovery will lag United States rebound, experts say. Federal government, 48 states bring antitrust action against Facebook. Melania Trump hoped taxpayers would fund post-White House projects, report says. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Closing prices for crude oil, gold and other commodities. New chancellors named for 2 Louisiana community colleges. Editorial roundup, Florida. Louisiana casinos $325 M upgrade to create hundreds of jobs. Jury convicts Illinois man in Minnesota mosque bombing. Another near record day for Illinois deaths from COVID-19. No plan yet to possibly resume fall sports championships. California health officials place Greater Sacramento region into strictest coronavirus category as high. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Why is Marcia Fudge being nominated to HED, if not tokenism? ICE mismanagement created coronavirus hotbeds of infection in and around detention centers. Caribbean Islanders, environmentalist billionaire building resort on protected wetlands. State-sanctioned killers, as Trump expedites executions at home, Biden builds team for wars abroad. Biden Defense Secretary nominee Lloyd Austin comes under fire for industry connections. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Listen to the birds, a legal diet pill DNP might kill you on the long run. Deep Lab Cut Live, real-time marker-less motion capture for animals. Out with the old, in with the new. How blood and wealth can predict future disability. Southern Hemisphere westerly winds likely to intensify as climate warms. Index reveals integrity issues for many of the world's forests. Archaeopteryx fossil provides insights into the origins of flight. Research shows disparities in how communities respond to cardiac arrest. Science paper links root endodermis and microbiota in mineral balance. A technique to sift out the universe's first gravitational waves. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Illinois endures its 5th highest daily death count ahead of coronavirus vaccines' expected arrival, live updates. Guard Denzel Valentine is injured, but surprisingly still a bull. Hunter Biden facing federal investigation over tax affairs. Chicago Outdoors, tentative 2021 outdoor show list, expect ongoing changes, adds, subtractions. Afternoon edition, December 9th, 2020. Wild Mountain Thyme, an eccentric Irish love story from deep in County Cork. Illinois man convicted in Minnesota mosque bombing. Donny Hathaway's This Christmas Turns 50, new video celebrates the song, and Chicago. Off-duty Chicago cop involved in fatal domestic shooting in Garfield Ridge. The following headlines are from Riverfront Times St. Louis. A child's death in Washington, Missouri changes community views about COVID. Beast Southern Kitchen and Barbecue is now open in Columbia, Illinois. Meet the woman who oversees abortions of Planned Parenthood. What about Eli? Tragedy after a fiery roadside rescue. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Warren opts out of rec weed in the most confusing way possible. Menorah Ahmadi will illuminate campus marshes for 10th year, but asks people to watch from home. Missing patterns in corporate news, Project Censored's top 10 underreported stories of 2020. Obama took office with the wind at his back, Biden won't. Savage Love, the casserole. Free Will Astrology, December 9th to 15th. Peachy Conspiracies. The Empty-Headed League. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Fort Bend County Judge KP George raises local threat level back to red alert. Streaming concert Watch 11/9, Andrea Bocelli, Gorillaz and more. Harris County Jail isn't checking on inmates often enough, state inspection finds. Houston Ballet Nutcracker Market adapts to the pandemic with virtual ease. Jimi Hendrix's Hawaiian Adventure finally explained. 12 days of favorite Houston food and drink experiences in 2020, Part 1, Bars. TX Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller turned the boring job into radical right-wing launchpad. The next headlines are about world records making news. Samba Nova Systems announces Samba Nova Data Scale, built for AI, inside HPC. Watch, controlled demolition of UAE building in 10 seconds that set a world record, the Indian Express. Singing porta potties, watch festive toilets perform in record holiday light show, Tacoma News Tribune. Jamie Cullum breaks Guinness World Record for biggest music lesson ever held, joined by guests Robbie Williams, Sigrid and Odie, Vents Magazine. Porta Potty Company sets world record with festive display, Kansas City Star. Kandarisi wins 200 fly at Hungarian Championships, Kappas pulls out, Swimming World Magazine. What Alexei Novikov, the world's strongest man, eats on cheat day, Inside Hook. SBS Energy Services sets new world record with Helix Energy Solutions in bomb decommissioning project, World Oil. World record-breaking Legary man now plans to be on top of the world, Legary reporter. 15 of the weirdest Guinness World Records that you won't believe actually exist, Scoop Group. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Sharp's new Alexa-powered microwave is even more confusing than Amazon's. The 10 best deals of December 9, 2020. Watch Live, SpaceX tries again to launch a Starship prototype to high altitude. Facebook continues to call the kettle black. FTC and 48 attorneys general sue to break up Facebook. Grabber plumbers cap for today's top Nintendo Switch deals. Canada is latest to approve COVID-19 vaccine, and US is likely next. Gee, thanks a lot YouTube. It's totally fine to beg Trump supporters to die for him, Twitter says. The best animated series of 2020. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Richmond Airport in Australia at 108.32 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ojmchikin in Russia at minus 64.84 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 53.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. COVID-19 vaccine data has been unlawfully accessed in hack of EU regulator. Company claims solid-state lithium metal battery breakthrough. Watch Live, SpaceX is fueling its Starship for a high-altitude flight, updated. FTC, 47 states file suits to break up Instagram and WhatsApp from Facebook. Google's secretive Fuchsia OS is open for contributions. COVID data manager investigated, rated for using publicly available password. Pornhub blocks uploads and downloads in crackdown on child sexual abuse videos. Physicists solve 150-year-old mystery of equation governing sandcastle physics. 2 allergic reactions to Pfizer vaccine lead to warning in UK. Xbox cloud gaming service hits iOS, Windows PCs in spring 2021. Next, announcements from the World Health Organization. Medical product alert N7-2020. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Could Trump really have been stopped if the media did more? Katie Porter, Mitch McConnell is giving big corporations a license to kill Americans. Government watchdog group gives Biden blueprint to rectify Trump's transparency abuses. State attorneys general are closing in on Trump as his presidency comes to an end. This is madness, Mitt Romney blasts GOP lawmakers threatening to protest electoral college vote. Giuliani says he was treated by Trump's physician and received same COVID cocktail as the president, how? Increasingly detached Republicans live in an era of post-truth politics, economist Paul Krugman. As Trump continues to and he'll reclaim the White House, staffers are searching for new jobs, report. The GOP won't be pleased with YouTube's latest decision about the 2020 election. Concern grows as Trump repeatedly calls for election to be overturned, and Republicans refuse to stop him. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. What's the matter with cultural politics? Lunchtime photo. How Kelly Loeffler's firm facilitated an Iran-like scandal. Coronavirus growth in Western countries, December 8 update. Georgia didn't turn blue overnight, just ask the state's newest member of Congress Nikki Williams. Landlords have filed more than 150,000 eviction notices already. By January it will get much worse. Why is Donald Trump so obsessed with flat stimulus checks? In a historic vote, Colorado has officially decided to reintroduce wolves to the state. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Star of science and movies, the Arecibo Radio Telescope is dead, science news for students. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Sue receives $1.20 M grant for Roar supercomputer-supported natural gas turbine project, HP Choir. A non-hallucinogenic psychedelic analog with therapeutic potential, Nature.com. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The strange health experiments of Silicon Valley's wealthy elite, The Times. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, December 10, 2020 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Nick Pope revisited. Aliens exist, says former Israeli space security chief. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. True Strange News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.